This is not Spider-Man. That is Spider-Man. Air juggles, web yanks, a dance. This is a bar fight, and you are the angriest man in the room. I have played, recorded, and uploaded 90 videos of Spider-Man 2. I know how Insomniac designs a superhero, and watching this Wolverine gameplay over and over, frame by frame, animation by animation, I can see their DNA all over it. But this is not a reskin. This is an evolution, and I want to show you exactly where. In Spider-Man 2, combat is a rhythm game. Every parry, every dodge, every air juggle has this flow to it. You stop pressing buttons and start conducting. You've seen it. When you hit that flow state, swinging, dodging, webbing up hunters without stopping, you stop playing Spider-Man. You become Spider-Man. Wolverine does not flow. Wolverine destroys. Look at the enemy reactions here. Spider-Man 2 had great hit feedback. Enemies stumble, they fly back from finishers. But Wolverine, every claw strike reads like a surgical wound. The game is tracking individual limb damage. That enemy clutching his arm after a slash, that is not a canned animation. That is a systemic reaction to where you hit him. Insomniac learned something from Spider-Man 2's finishers. They were cinematic, but they pulled you out of the fight. You watched them. In Wolverine, the finisher camera stays low. It pushes in. You are not watching Logan finish someone. You are Logan finishing someone. That is a deliberate design choice from a studio that realized their old finisher system broke immersion and the healing. This is not a health bar refilling. This is skin knitting itself back together in real time while you are still fighting. In Spider-Man 2, you dodge to survive. In Wolverine, you tank hits because you can. The game is not asking you to be careful. It is asking you to be relentless. And that is a fundamentally different power fantasy. Spider-Man 2 is a Saturday morning cartoon made with a $100 million budget. Even at its darkest, Venom, Kraven, the symbiote, and it is still hopeful. You save people. You wave to civilians, you are a hero. Wolverine opens in a dive bar. The lighting is dirty. The color palette is rust, blood, and neon. This is not a superhero game. This is a crime thriller with claws. How do you want to play this, Logan? Well, angry. Spider-Man has quips. Wolverine has a word. One word. And it tells you everything about who you are in this game. You are not quipping your way through fights. You are not pulling punches. You are the weapon. And look at the HUD. Spider-Man 2's screen is full of information. Minimap, gadget wheel, ability cooldowns, objective markers. Wolverine's HUD is almost nothing. Insomniac is stripping back the interface to force you into the character. Nothing less information, more instinct. That is a studio understanding that UI design is tone design. Insomniac's animation philosophy has always been about weight. Every landing, every turn, every impact, you feel the mass of the character. Spider-Man 2 nailed this. Watch Peter land. That slight knee bend, hand grazing the ground. Those are animators who obsess over physics. Now watch Logan land. Same studio, same obsession with weight, but different mass. Logan is shorter, denser. He doesn't bounce. He drives into the ground. That slight crouch before the next attack, that is Predator posture. Insomniac animated Spider-Man like a gymnast. They animated Wolverine like a predator. One thing Insomniac mastered in Spider-Man 2 was transition fluidity. Swing to wall run to combat. One camera motion, no cuts. Chef's kiss. Wolverine has the same DNA. Now watch the camera. It never cuts away when combat starts. The transition from walking to fighting is one continuous motion. Insomniac took the fluidity engine from Spider-Man 2 and ported it into a game where the movement language is completely different. Well, that is not easy. That is technical flexing. And here's the thing nobody is talking about. The web zip in Spider-Man 2, the point launch, in Wolverine, those become lunges, quick closing attacks that bridge the gap between you and the enemy. It is the same mechanic, repurposed for a character who does not swing. He pounces. Same code base, same design philosophy. Completely different feel. All right, humble check. So I have played Spider-Man 2 more than most people on this platform. I love this game, but these sections, the MJ missions where you lose your powers, bike riding, The moments where the game takes the controller away from you to tell you a story instead of letting you play one. They are fine. They serve the narrative. But every time I hit one of these, I feel the momentum die. Wolverine seems to understand this problem. Watch the bar scene, dialogue choices, character moments, storytelling, but you never leave, Logan. You never lose your powers. You never become a civilian. Insomniac learned that breaking the power fantasy, even for narrative reasons, costs you momentum. And momentum is everything in a single-player action game. Another thing, the big Spider-Man 2 boss fights, Venom, Kraven, Scream, they are cinematic masterpieces, but they are also heavily scripted. Phase 1, Phase 2, Quick Time Event, Phase 3. You are following a blueprint. Now, Wolverine's combat looks more reactive, more systemic. Enemies respond to where and how you hit them. There are no obvious phase transitions in the gameplay footage. It feels less like a choreographed set piece, more like a real fight. If Insomniac can deliver that across the full game, the spectacle of a Spider-Man 2 boss fight with the player, the freedom of a true combat sandbox, that is the evolution. Spider-Man 2 has the best traversal in any game I've ever played. Period. The web wings, the loop-de-loops, the speed. You can cross Manhattan in under 2 minutes, and it never stops being fun. You stop commuting and start flying. Wolverine is not going to have it. It cannot. Logan does not swing. He does not fly. And that is okay, because the traversal language here is completely different. Instead of web swinging across a city, you are stalking through tight spaces, corridors, alleys, bars. The environments are intimate, claustrophobic even. In Spider-Man 2, you are above the city. In Wolverine, you are inside it. Different kind of movement, different kind of tension. And honestly, that might be the smartest thing Insomniac could do. They are not trying to make Spider-Man again with claws. They are building a game that plays to Wolverine's strengths: close quarters violence, animalistic tracking, navigating the underworld, instead of forcing him into an open world template that does not fit. That is growth. This game is not Spider-Man 2 with a different coat of paint. It is Insomniac taking everything they learned: the animation fluidity, the combat depth, the cinematic storytelling, and applying it to a character who is fundamentally the opposite of Peter and Miles. Spider-Man saves people. Wolverine survives people. Spider-Man dances through combat. Wolverine tears through it. Spider-Man soars above the city. Wolverine hunts inside it. I have spent months inside Insomniac's Spider-Man engine. I know their rhythms, their shortcuts, their tricks. Watching this Wolverine footage, I see a studio that is not repeating itself. They are evolving. If they pull this off, this might be the best thing they have ever made. If you have not watched the full Wolverine gameplay breakdown yet, fix that. Silent out.